long-awaited TheBalm collection video. I did try to film this a few days ago and I had some technical difficulties. If you consider my dog chewing her bone on the bed being louder than loud a technical difficulty, then it was a technical difficulty. Either way, I'm going to show you guys everything I have from TheBalm. I kind of have a nice little array of stuff from eyes to face. I don't really have much for the lips other than a stain, but it's actually a cheek lip stain, whatever. I'll get to that. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. The first thing I'm going to start with is a nail polish, and this is called a Hot Ticket nail polish in the color A Case of the Blues. I actually received this in a My Glam bag from like a year ago. This color is a navy blue with like a purple duochrome shade in it. It's pretty nice, to be honest with you, out there in the YouTube world. I've never even used this color. I did swatch it once on my nail, and it was really thick, like really thick and goopy, sort of. Like to the, you know, there's a level of thickness in a nail polish that you'd like because you know you want it to be pigmented and very rich in color. And this was like the level of thick where it wasn't nice, and I feel like it would have taken forever to dry. Now, I don't know if all the shades are like that, but again, I haven't really tried anything else, and I haven't really even tried this one, to be real with y'all out there. The next thing I'm going to show you guys is actually a blush, and this is called the Hot Mama blush, and this is a peachy pink shade with a gold, very fine shimmer in it. It's not like it's glitter or anything like that. It's a really beautiful color for the summer, I feel, and even the spring, but I don't think this would be a good fall / winter shade. I just really love these. I think most of these blushes that I'm going to mention have a dual purpose. Like, you could use them as shadow or blush, so it's kind of nice to have that variety in your collection. You know, I kind of feel like most blushes are like that. Like, what's to say you can't just use it as an eyeshadow? As far as I know, most of them, what's the big deal? But anyway, that's how these are marketed, as shadow / blushes. In any case, I really like this shade. It's a really beautiful color, and it's very pigmented as well. The next thing I have is kind of the same packaging as the Hot Mama blush, and this is the Bahama Mama. Right? They're both Mama? Oh yeah, that makes sense then. This is the Bahama Mama blush, or bronzer rather, and this is just a beautiful bronzer shade. To me, it doesn't have any orange tone to it at all. It's just a very nice bronzer brown, no shimmer, no glitter, nothing like that. Be beautiful for contouring if you have a little bit of a darker skin tone, or like when I'm tan in the summer, this is perfect for contouring. It's just a great bronzer overall. I really recommend this if you are a little bit darker in skin tone. I have another blush. This is called the Down Boy blush / shadow, and this is just a baby pink color. As far as I can tell, there isn't any noticeable shimmer or glitter in this at all. It almost looks like a matte blush, but I mean, I think it might be a little bit pearly. I'd say maybe it's pearly, if anything. It's just a really gorgeous pink. It's very pigmented as well, as most of these products, if not all of these products I'm gonna mention are. They're all like amazing, like creamy, not fallouty. I mean, not too powdery, you know what I'm saying, fallouty. You knew what I meant. But there's a common thread through all of the Balm products that they're just really good quality, and I will probably recommend most of them to you. As we go, I'll kind of mention the things that maybe I don't know too much about, or maybe I would have you steer away from. I'm gonna be honest, okay? One more blush to mention, I think. Yeah, I don't think I have any more blushes. This is the Frat Boy blush / shadow, and this is a peachy apricot shade, similar to the last one I mentioned, the Down Boy. Again, it doesn't have any noticeable shimmer or glitter or anything like that, but it may have like a pearly finish to it. I really love this one as well. It's perfect, beautiful shade, and I think this would look amazing on most, if not all, skin tones. I think this is a perfect color. If I haven't mentioned yet, which I don't think I have, did you notice this cute packaging? I mean, every single product I'm gonna mention here has like pretty adorable packaging. So if you're one of those people that are like drawn to something because of its cover, like you can't judge a book by its cover, but I mean, we can here, because these products are pretty awesome, and so are their packaging. The next thing I have is something else I got in an Ipsy bag, and this is just a single eyeshadow. It's called a Shady Lady shadow, which Shady Lady is another thing from TheBalm. They have a number of palettes, like eyeshadow palettes, with I believe it's 9 shadows in each one. So that's kind of nice. They have like different forms of Shady Lady. But anyway, this is just a single shadow that is from that line, and this is called Shameless Shanna. And it is just a brown that that leans on like a coppery, bronzy sort of side, and it also has like a shimmery glitter sort of deal going on with it. I would say this would be a nice crease color if it didn't have so much of that glitter shimmer in it, but otherwise, I mean, it's just, again, super rich and pigmented shadows, as all of them from TheBalm are. The next thing I have here is the Mary Luminizer, and this is probably the most amazing highlighter ever, other than my Lorac Spotlight, which if you watched any of my recent videos, you'll know that's like my all-time favorite highlighter right now. This is second best to that, and you'll hear it rattling around in here because it's actually broken off of the compact, so I'm just gonna hold it like this, makes it easier. This is a beautiful champagne pearly highlighter. It is like so pigmented though that like you really need to be light with it, otherwise you're gonna look like a shining star in space, and not in a good way. Like I don't know if you can see that, I barely touched it right now, and this is what it looks like. Like, I mean, it's pretty darn intense, look. And then even how it transfers. I mean, I can see that in the monitor, and I have terrible eyesight. It's pretty real, for real. The next things I have to show you are these things. They're called Overshadows, and basically what they are is just loose pigments in here, and these are very shimmery. Some have glitter sort of situation going on in them, and what they are marketed as is basically, of course you'd use them as just a regular eyeshadow, but they're called Overshadows because you could put them over your shadow to kind of change the color or the finish to whatever eyeshadow you have on already. You get what I'm saying? You feel where I'm going with this? Now I do have 3 different shades here. There's one more that I don't own, but I will own it when I see it come up on Haute Look, which by the way, I haven't mentioned, most of the Haute Look stuff, or most of the Balm stuff I got is from Haute Look, and I will have a link below. They not only have TheBalm on there, clearly they'll have Stila, they have Lorac, they have Urban Decay, just to name some of the makeup brands, and then they also have a ton of clothing items and items for your home and children and men and whatever else you're looking for. Men products. If you got a man in your life, you can get something for him on there. All right. Anyway, back to these. I have 3 shades. The first one here is called, what are you called? Work is Overrated. And this is just a pearly champagne color. It's very beautiful. The next one I have here is called You Buy, I'll Fly. And this is more of a coppery orange shade. Also gorge. And then the last one is called If You're Rich, I'm Single. And this is more of like a taupey kind of shade. I love them all. I really like these. Obviously I have 3 and I do want the last one. So I'm a fan. Now I have a lot of mascaras open already, which is why I don't have this one open yet, or I haven't even tried it yet, because I'm trying to work through the ones I have before I open anything new. You know, mascaras don't last long, so I don't really want to be like wasting them. Anyway, this one is called What Is Your Type? And I believe there's 2 different forms of this. This is the tall, dark, and handsome form, and then there's like a short, stocky, thick form. Basically, if you want long lashes, you get this one. If you want voluminous, thick lashes, you get the other one. So I wanted long lashes. And this is, from what I can tell, I mean, just a regular mascara. It kind of has that rubbery sort of brush with very short, spiky bristles going on there. Again, haven't tried it, can't talk too much about it, but I mean, I'll let you know. The next thing I have is pretty much the only lip product that I guess I could throw in this, although it is a It is a lip and a cheek stain, and this is called the Stainiac in the shade Beauty Queen. And this is just like a berry pink shade. It's nice because it's water-based, which from what I understand, it helps you blend it out a little bit easier before the stain actually sets, which is quite nice, especially if you're using it on your cheeks. It doesn't like, you don't like put it on there and then it's like clown cheek. You know, you have time to kind of rub it in and work it through and kind of get the desired effect you want before it's like permanent, you know what I'm saying? So the next thing I'm gonna talk about, guys, is the Meet Matte palette, and I actually had a little issue with this one. I picked this one up from Haute Look as well, and when I received it, it was kind of damaged. The good news is they actually refunded me my money and let me keep it. I mean, why would they have me send back a damaged palette? But it's still usable. I kind of pressed everything back together and it still works. In any case, what Meet Matte is all matte shadows. They're really nice, again, very nicely pigmented, which if you know anything about matte shadows, a lot of times they're not. They're very chalky. You have a hard time getting any color payoff from them, but that is not the case with these. The one thing I will say that kind of is a negative of this palette is that there's no rich black shade, which I mean in most matte, or most palettes I should say, you do have that matte black. So I have it obviously amongst my collection, But if I wanted to bring this with me somewhere as like travel palette, it wouldn't really work out that well for me just because I wouldn't be able to get that dark, smoky look that you want most of the time when you're doing your eyes. Well, at least I do. A lot of times too, I will use the black shadow to line my upper lid if I just want kind of a smoked outliner look instead of something really harsh. And again, this doesn't offer that. So that's the only negative thing I can say about this palette. Otherwise, I really like this. I do know now that they've come out with another palette called Meet Matte Nude, which is basically a lot bigger and they're just kind of nude matte shades. So if you already have the Naked palette, you might not need that, which is why I haven't picked it up yet, but not to say I won't, because I probably will. Speaking of the Naked palette, the next thing I have is called the Nude palette, which is amazing. This is basically just a bunch of neutrals, although there are some fun shades thrown up in here, like a couple of pinks, and then there's like a dark maroon shade over here. The only thing, again, about this palette is that there aren't many matte shades in it. So, hey, if you get the Meet Matte palette, you're set. But this one doesn't really offer a lot of that. We have a lot of shimmers, there's a lot of glitters, there's maybe 2 or 3 matte shades in this entire palette. This brown is, I think the black might be, and then I think this dark brown is, but that's probably about it. Once again, if you already have the, whatever these things are called, the Naked palettes, I've said it so many times I forget the name of it, or like the Lorac Pro palette, you might not need this in your collection, but if you're anything like me, you probably want it anyway. One more thing I want to mention is the Adorbs packaging. You guys can see there's little naked ladies here, and then their bits and giblets are covered up by the shadows, so that's really, really, really cute. The next 2 things I have are a foundation and a concealer, and I just got these. I actually showed them in my recent Haute Look haul, so if you want to check that out, I'll have it linked below. These are kind of not really awesome to me right now, simply because they're not my skin tone right now. You guys can see probably just on camera alone that they're definitely a little bit too dark for me, which is weird because they're medium, and I'm medium in pretty much every single thing I have. So it's kind of strange that these are just not really gonna work for me. But in any case, I got them because of the convenience factor. I feel like something like this, you could just throw in your purse. It actually came with a little like rubbery poofy thing that you could just bring with you, touch up your makeup. You know, it's just simple and easy. That's really what I was looking for. And I got the matching concealer, so clearly they could match. I don't think I mentioned that these are the TheBalm foundation and concealer, which is fun because they spell balm like B-A-L-M, obviously not B-O-M-B. So it just kind of goes along with the TheBalm theme. In any case, I can't speak to the quality of these products because I haven't gotten a chance to use them. I don't want to tell you that they're wonderful when I don't know that they're wonderful. But I will tell you I've kind of swatched them and they are very nice and creamy in consistency. However, if you're a medium like me and you think this is going to work for you, think again. You may want to go light. And lastly, I have something that is not really a makeup item, but it is a makeup remover, and it is called Balms Away. And what this is basically a balm. It's a makeup removing balm where you shut your eyes, you take a little dollop of it, you rub it all around, boop, 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 do what you need to do, and then wipe it off with a tissue, and it removes all of your makeup very easily with little issue. Now I will say about it, because I have used this quite a few times, it's sort of like having Slimer poop on your eye when you go to open it. There is like goo all up in your eyelashes and stuff. Like, I mean, it's not exactly the most clean way to get rid of your makeup, but it definitely does the trick. So I guess if you had like crazy thick, dark pigmented makeup on, this would be a really good way to get it off, but you'd have to go into it knowing you'd need to use a wipe or wash your face or something afterwards. I mean, obviously you'd be washing your face, but you know what I'm saying. This stuff is legit, but almost too legit to quit. So that's it, guys. That's all I have from TheBalm in my balm collection. Let me know if there's anything else you guys want to see. I'm already planning on doing a nail polish collection video, an updated one. I had one previous. I actually deleted it because I didn't like the way it looked or anything like that, and I've increased my nail polish a lot since I made that video, so I'm going to be doing an updated one of those very soon. But if there's anything else you guys want to see, please let me know in the comments below. Again, I'm going to have a link for Haute Look below if you're interested in checking them out. They actually send you email updates whenever different brands are going to be on and things you might be interested in. Super amazing discounts. I mean, if you're interested in checking out anything from TheBalm, that's the place to buy it for sure. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye!
are you doing?
Filming close-ups.
Of blotches? Of blotch marks?
They're called swatches.
Swatches. I was close. I said blotches.